Hello everyone, myself Parishmita Sharma, and today we will going to discuss from Peasant Revolt of Patharu Ghat. Okay, and if you listen the audio, then make sure your book and dictionary is with you. Okay, now let's start. The Peasant Revolt of Patharu Ghat. So, the peasant revolt of Patharu Ghat is popularly known as Patharu Ghator Ron. The peasant revolt began in Patharu Ghat in the Mongoldoi circle of Darang district in January 1894. So, right from the middle of January 1894, the peasants of Darang district organized rice mills or people's assembly in their own areas to oppose the increased revenue. After that, the peasants were planning to use public assembly or rice mill for 3 days, following 3 days, 26, 27 and 28 January in Patharu Ghat in 1894. So, this news was heard by Deputy Commissioner J.D. Anderson, and to stop these huge public assembly or meetings, he arrived in Patharu Ghat on 27 January along with a force and police superintendent J.R. Barrington. They announced that under no circumstances will the taxes be reduced, and taxes meaning land revenue, etc., and the properties of those peasants who had refused to pay revenue were confiscated or seized or taken away by the British government. Okay, so this made the people or peasants extremely angry, and about 200 of them surrounded Barrington. So Barrington somehow managed to escape and reach the rest camp. After that, around 2000 peasants armed with sticks, bamboo sticks, marched towards the rest camp. When the peasants reached the rest camp, Anderson first advised them to return, and after that he ordered J.R. Barrington to drive away the peasants. When the police superintendent J.R. Barrington tried to forcefully chase away the masses, they counterattacked with sticks and stones. The raining of stones and pebbles was such that the police, military and administrative officers, none could keep their eyes open. At this, the deputy commissioner ordered to open fire. A number of peasants died in this firing. According to unofficial records, 140 peasants were killed and 150 peasants were injured as a result of the firing. On the other hand, the official records showed 15 killed and 37 injured. Only 15 killed and 37 injured. This revolt also suppressed by the British government with iron hand. 37 peasants were arrested and the circle officer settled all the cases. And thus the Patharu Ghator Ron, or the peasant revolt of Patharu Ghat, came to an end. Now let's see the ethnic or tribal revolt. Like the peasant revolts of the plains, the ethnic hill tribes also revolted against the British imperialism and economic exploitation. The Jaintias, the Kacharis, the Nagas, the Manipuris also rose their voice against the British exploitation. Okay, so let's discuss the causes of Jaintia revolt. So first, see British occupation of their lands. In 1835, the Jaintia kingdom went into the hands of the British government from the Jaintia king Rajendra Singha. Again, ban on community fishing and collection of firewood. So, British government banned the community fishing and collection of firewood by the Jaintia common people. Again, interference in the religious and traditional social practices by the British government. In spite of land revenue, British government imposed house tax, income tax, etc. extra taxes. So these are the causes. So the Jaintias revolted under the leadership of Ukyang Nongba. First, they raised the banner of revolt by removing the Tahsildar of Joy. After that, revolts were declared in Jaintipur, Mulagul, Jaflong and Sera areas also. On 17 January 1862, the Jaintias made a sudden attack on British camp in Joy. They also blocked the two roads connecting Joy, Serapunji and Cherapunji, Jaintipur. Now, British government adopted stern policies and torturing the people inhumanly to suppress the revolts in different areas of the Jaintia Hills. In return, the rebels also killed many of their opponents. So, the British administration entrusted the military and civil authority of the entire Jaintia Hills with a Brigadier General of the Eastern Command G.D. Sowers and B.W. Morton was appointed as the Deputy Commissioner of the Khasi Jaintia Hills. The continuous suppression of the revolts by the British government led to the gradual erosion of the strength of the rebels. The British government promised an official pardon if the rebels surrendered willingly, and an award of 1,000 rupees was announced for anyone who would capture and hand over Ukyang Nongba to British alive. And Ukyang Nongba was betrayed, captured and hanged publicly. This incident diminished or lessened the enthusiasm of the rebels and they surrendered. And after that, they began to surrender one after another. And after that, by 1863, the Jaintia revolt came to an end. Now see, North Kachar revolt. So the revolt in North Kachar was led by Sambudhan Kachari in Maibong. This revolt went on for 1 year between 1881 to 1882. And let's take a look on the causes. Annexation of southern and northern Kachar by the British and divide both of the territory from each other. Slicing of a large portion of North Kachar and join that portion with the newly created Naga Hills. When the Angami Nagas attacked North Kachar, then British government formed a cookie force to counter the attack, and an English officer was appointed to control the ethnic people of North Kachar. So this led Sambudhan Kachari to raise his voice against the British government. And he was not happy with divide and rule policy of the British government and the dominance of the whites or foreigners. So he decided to rebel against the British. So in this revolt in North Kachar, the rebels under Sambudhan Kachari destroyed the houses or the construction built by the British by burning them down, and in Gunjung they killed two British officers and a police officer, and after that they suddenly attacked the government forces in Maibong. So in the violent conflict or clash between the two sides, the government and the rebels, many of the rebels lost their lives, and one British officer known as Major Boyd, who was seriously injured and later he was died. And there is no information as to what happened to the leader of this revolt, Sambudhan Kachari. And again, the British government suppressed this revolt with iron hand. Now see the revolt of the Nagas. So again, the same causes behind the revolt of the Nagas. So the British political control was not acceptable by the Nagas. So as a result, in the British dominated Naga areas, the winds of dissatisfaction against the British government blow from the very beginning. And in 1878, some Naga people killed a British officer known as Damante and his security. And the capital, Kohima, was blocked by the rebels for several days. And this revolt of the Angami Nagas was crushed with an iron hand by the colonial Johnston. Okay, now let's see the revolt of Manipur. So the anti-British revolt or anti-British uprising in Manipur was led by Tikendrajit Singh. He was a prince of the independent kingdom of Manipur and commander of the Manipuri army. The main reason of anti-British rising in Manipur was the unnecessary interference of the British in the internal matters of the kingdom of Manipur. In 1890, an internal quarrel. Okay, let's see the background. Okay, so in 1890, an internal quarrel broke out in the Manipuri royal family for the throne. So after the death of the Maharaj Sandrakriti, his son Surasandra Singh succeeded him. Several claimants to the throne tried to unsettle the new king Surasandra, but they were defeated. In 1890, Tikendrajit Singh and Kula Sandra Singh, two of the king's brothers, dethroned Surasandra, and now Kula Sandra became the king. They dethroned Surasandra because he meaning Surasandra, failed to undertake the responsibilities of the kingdom of Manipur and went to left Manipur for Kachar. And meanwhile, Surachandra appealed to the British for help against new king Kulasandra and his commander Tikendrajit Singh. But the British decided to recognize Kulasandra as Raja or as king and began to put pressure on him to banish his commander-in-chief Tikendrajit, who was at that time the main leader of the anti-British revolt in Manipur. But it was not an easy task for Kulasandra, the new king, to banish the popular leader who was working to protect the freedom of the kingdom on the direction of the British. Okay, on the direction of the British, meaning British put pressure of Kulasandra to banish the commander-in-chief Tikendrajit Singh. And when the Chief Commissioner of Assam, J.W. Quinton, and 4 other European officers came to Manipur themselves to capture Tikendrajit Singh, the freedom-seeking Manipuris or the Manipuri rebels killed all of them. So to avenge this incident, a strong military contingent was sent to Manipur by the British government, and Senapati Tikendrajit Singh was successfully captured by the British force, and he was accused of anti-British uprising or anti-British activities and killing British official, and later he was hanged. So King Kulasandra was exiled and a minor Manipuri prince Churachandra was declared to be king in September 1891 by the British government. And since the king Churachandra was a minor, so the administrative responsibility was given to a political agent of the British government, and Manipur had to pay 2.50 lakh to the British government as a compensation for the losses during the revolt. And in addition, a sum of 50,000 had to be paid annually by Manipur to the British, and thus British established their domination in the kingdom of Manipur in spite of the revolts. Now, your third chapter is completed, and in the next class we discuss or will start the fourth lesson, Indian freedom movement and national awakening in Assam. Okay, and about the question and answer of the third chapter we will discuss later, and you will got the question answers. Okay, and if you have any confusion regarding all the lessons first, second or third, you can ask questions in group also. Okay, so next class, the growth of Assamese nationalism, Assamia Bhasha Unnati Sadhini Sabha, and Junaki Age, Assam Chhatra Sanmilan, Rayat Sabha, etc. will discuss. Okay, now Goodbye.